Hey there, all my April 15th Aries babies. So today we're going to be covering your secret language of birthdays pages. There's 2 pages here for you in the big book. If you would like a copy for yourself or you want to skip ahead to the other birthdays, the link below is where you can order it on Amazon. Also, I was finally able to get the Aries photo framed and up before Taurus season starts. So I'll pull that up a little closer later, but I just have these gorgeous zodiac pictures that I wanted to frame. So aside from that, at the end, I'm also going to be doing a tribute to a good friend of mine who was born April 15th, and he was actually 4 days younger than me, the same year. Where I'm from, there's 2 hospitals downtown right next to each other, so we were born, right next door to each other, 4 days apart. Unfortunately, he did pass away when we were 17, like in December, so about 4 months before we turned 18. So I'm just gonna pay tribute to him. And so let's go ahead and dive into this. The first page is just, the long description, and this will actually be the planets, your number for the day, your tarot card, and I also pulled out your actual tarot card as well. So April 15th is the day of human definition. Realistic to the extreme, April 15th people are definers of life as they see it. It is the human condition which interests them, in which they must measure, describe, and delineate in everything they do. Delineate? Okay. I know it sounds, I can't always, okay. That's what directors are for. When you're like doing something, they correct your, enunciation of things. Anyways, on the everyday level, April 15 people are busy structuring, giving shape to the needs of family and friends. Those born on this day are involved with what others are eating, wearing, thinking, and doing. So they make good directors, I'm sure. Often they become over-involved, and this is where the trouble starts. Those close to the April 15th people can come to resent this close observation and begin to hanker for both privacy and independence. If April 15 people go one step further and begin to impose their moral judgments as well, they will certainly face resistance. However, for more dependent personalities that need the guidance of a strong hand, April 15 people will fill a necessary role. The inspirational qualities of April 15 people can indeed be great. Those who are touched by their brilliance may come to worship them, becoming passive in their presence and receptive to their wishes. Unfortunately, the highly evolved April 15 person may have little or no interest in the That's interesting. The highly evolved April 15th person may have little or no interest in the welfare of others. Quite the flip there. Therefore, in instituting personal moral beliefs, he or she may act the role of petty dictator. It is a challenge to April 15 people to define clearly their relationship with those around them and be able to back off, both leaving others free to choose for themselves and situations to go as they will. For example, sometimes as an enterprise or endeavor which has not been going well is better left to dissolve. If the April 15th person tries to hold it together out of ideological stubbornness, he or she may be doing everyone a great disservice. I apologize for my little Perita, my little dog. She's got little tap dancing shoes, and I'm not going to be editing these because I'm doing them every day. I'm already running a little late on your guys's. So, openness and acceptance are important lessons for the April 15th person to learn. Those born on this day are remarkably adept at planning and founding new structures, organizations, or institutions. Generally, it is best, however, that they relinquish command of them and thus be free to move on to new pursuits. So like a good person to build businesses and then sell them, instead of staying attached too long. Openness and acceptance are important lessons. Oh, no, okay, guys, sorry. Generally, it is best, however, they relinquish them new pursuits. Okay. Alas, their talents for maintenance may tie them to their creations. Exactly. Resulting in repetitious existence in which they are unable to grow. It reminds me of Seth Rogen. He's born April 15th, and that's another one. Rather than just building corporations and selling them, doing creative projects, films, and that's a short-term thing that you're invested in. Once you do the promo, you're done, kind of thing. All right. April 15th people should be aware of apprehending their environment too literally. Their bent, their bent is so practical, efficient, and down to earth that they may fail to fathom direct expression of the human heart. April 15 people sometimes neglect youthful fancy in themselves by demanding an adult approach to all things. In their definition of what is human, they should consider the embryonic, childlike, and irrational aspects of humankind as well as the more mature ones. Also, it is important for them to remember the value of humor, of playing the fool once in a while, and not taking themselves too seriously. Excuse me, I went out last night for my final birthday celebration for the week, and so, yeah. All right. Numbers and planets. Those born on the 15th day of the month are ruled by the number 6. 1 plus 5 equals 6. And by the planet Venus. Those ruled by the number 6 tend to be charismatic and sometimes even inspire worship. The theme of sexual magnetism may figure heavily in the lives of those born on this day because of the combined influences of Venus and Mars, ruler of Aries. Sometimes April 15 people provoke the very irrational tendencies in others which they have repressed in themselves. And since Venus indicates a desire for harmony, April 15 people may be confused when things don't fall into place as planned. Part of the challenge here involves bringing Venus from number 6 and Mars from the Aries influence into balance so that the masculine and feminine, active and receptive, can both be accepted and expressed in an easy manner. And now we go into your tarot card here, and it says, the 15th card of the major arcana, the devil, indicates a fear-desire dynamic working where sexual attraction, irrationality, and passion are concerned. The devil holds us slave through our need for security and money. He represents our base nature, grasping for security. He controls us through the irreconcilable differences which exist in our male-female selves. Interesting, because that's kind of the planetary thing you have going. The positive side of this card is sexual attraction and the expression of passionate desires. But the card reminds us that although we are bound to our bodies, our spirits are free to soar. So this is the devil card here, and you see these two are chained. You know, it's usually a card of toxicity, but it is also not always bad when we're doing tarot readings because it also represents Capricorn. And if anybody knows any Capricorns really well, you could understand why they're the devil. They can be very addicting and grounding, but also almost like, if you've ever seen the movie The Devil's Advocate or whatever, it's like they lure you in by giving you all the earthly pleasures, right? Because Capricorn is a sign of earth sign, the earthly pleasures, but then they're also a sign that's very contract oriented and committed. So you can kind of get trapped in a commitment with a Capricorn. Basically, you can't get free until they let you go, kind of thing. So it's like, be careful, because like what you own owns you, or what your daily habits are, you're chained to. But here, with your planets being Venus and Mars, and not so much having the Capricorn influence, it's more talking about, you know, balancing that female and male, the pleasures and desires, and expressing, you know, those things in a healthy manner. Not indulging too much. Wow, okay, it just got really noisy all of a sudden, so that's what she's barking. Sorry about that. Hopefully you can hear me. My mic's a little low. And now we're going to read about your health, your advice, and your meditation, and then we'll quickly go over the list of celebrities in this book and famous people. Again, this book is kind of older, so they're not the most current, up-to-date lists, but I might go back through next year and do a more current list. Like I said, I know Seth Rogen is April 15th, and then my friend, of course, who passed away. So we'll see if he's even in this list. I'm not sure, but all right. Health. Often because of intense matters at hand, April 15 people neglect their body's condition. This may come as a surprise to others who know April 15 people to be knowledgeable about health and concerned with keeping their life running smoothly. It may also be the case that April 15 people know much more about health than they do about disease. It sounds strange, but those born on this day should perhaps at time give in to minor illnesses, to the periodic need of their body to readjust or even break down without becoming frantic about immediately getting well. April 15 people should be aware of fanatic approaches to fitness. Since their appetites are usually good, they would do well to eat a highly varied diet. So I think maybe sometimes too, you guys just get so caught up in the details of doing everything, like any Aries rushing into things, that your health could get neglected. All right. So advice: learn to be more open and accepting. Watch children and learn from them. Irrationality is not always to be feared. Express yourself without fear of rejection or looking foolish. Have fun. And your meditation is getting out of the way and letting things happen is sometimes the very best thing we can do. And then your strengths are you are dominant, organized, and consequent. Okay? And your which to me I would think is like accountable, but okay. Weaknesses: judgmental, self-involved, and restricted. Restricted kind of goes to that Capricorn devil energy. It's a very restrictive energy. So, be careful that you're not restricting and repressing things that maybe you should be expressing, all right? That mature energy versus that childish energy. And we're going to go ahead and read off these well-known people listed here. Born on this day, we have Leonardo da Vinci, so that's a pretty cool one, you guys. Sorry about her barking. She wants me to be in there with her 24/7. Okay. Supreme Renaissance man, painter, sculptor, architect, military engineer, and inventor. Henry James, novelist. His great work was The Americans. Bessie Smith, jazz blues singer. Kim Tu-sung, North Korean dictator in power since 1945. Collected works filled 37 volumes. So he obviously isn't the North Korean dictator anymore, right? This is a little outdated, but it is funny that Seth Rogen did the interview about the North Korean dictator, and then the one that was from like 1945 till, I don't know, 50 years or so. Now we have Kim Jong-un. Anyways, was born on this day. Nico Tinbergen, Nobel Prize winning Dutch zoologist and animal behavior autistic child expert. Claudia Cardinali, Italian film actress. Thomas Hart Benton, modern realist painter. Sir Neville Marin, I think it's Mariner, but it might be Mariner, British chamber conductor. St. Martin in the Fields was his work. Sir James Clark Ross, British 19th century Antarctic explorer, navigator. Richard Davis, jazz bassist. Sir George A. Cadbury, British food manufacturer. Cadbury's eggs, Cadbury's chocolate, April, Easter, of course. I'm sure if he's born on April 15th, he's had many birthdays on Easter, so he invented the Cadbury eggs. How interesting. Al Bloomingdale, department store owner of Bloomingdale's, obviously. Harold Washington, first African-American mayor of Chicago. Samantha Fox, film, TV actress. Elizabeth Montgomery, TV actress, Bewitched. Oh, you guys got cool ones. I knew one of them. Okay. Roy Clark, country western entertainer. Jeffrey Archer, Thatcher Tory Vice Party chairman, novelist, Cain and Abel. Jamie Paz Zamora, Bolivian president. Walter Huddleston, U.S. senator. And David Gilhui, sculptor and ceramicist. So that about covers it. Happy birthday. Thank you so much, April 15th babies. And I will be back soon for the April 16th.
How long will they move it? Yeah. It's for my nigga Kato. It's still on, nigga.